Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. We are back with LaurieSage, aka LaSava. That's with the LaSava, I know.com. That's her website, with LaSava.com. And she's here to talk about all the work she does as an independent midwife, doula, birth and postpartum. She's a lactation specialist, so much more. I'll let you do the introduction because you wear many hats.
I do. I kind of do a little bit of everything around women's fertility, people's fertilities, childbearing, brain babies, all of it. The most encapsulated way to say it is I am a guide. I mentor people on their life journeys in whatever capacity they need someone to walk along with them. Hence the with LaSava. I'm with you on your journey.
Beautiful. I love that. Go to the website. And I love, the first thing you see is the baby with the little globe, right? Or little ball. Yeah.
Yes.
And you
Yes.
say how you birth changes the world. And I know that's important to you as a mom, as do you mind explaining the concept to some people out there, first time here again, maybe listening today, the type of support and guidance and what's the benefit of being with someone like you than going to the old traditional route of having a medical doctor do a delivery?
Right. It is exactly. I had to shoo away someone from walking behind me.
That's okay. It happens. I do it.
Yeah,
When
it
I'm working
happens.
from home with
Okay,
my
they're
kids,
gonna
sometimes I'm
crawl
like,
behind me.
don't worry, I've been high.
So the benefits of choosing the historical, traditional, the biological way that we birth, choosing a midwife or a doula to support you on an actual physical baby pregnancy, laboring, and birthing journey means that you're going to have less interventions. It means that your chance of having a cesarean birth is going to be greatly reduced. I just saw a recent stat that most the first time moms, their cesarean rate is 30 to 60%,
Wow.
depending on the location of where they're birthing in the country. And it does matter like hospital to hospital, and because hospitals have a lot to say about protocols which can get you on a path towards a cesarean delivery. Cesareans, I always want to qualify this. I know many people feel like they failed if that's how their baby was born. It's not a failure on their part. It really speaks to the system that we have created in the United States right now around maternity care. And for some people, for non-white people, choosing to work with a midwife, or if you can at least find a culturally matched healthcare provider, you're going to lower your disparity of illness, injury, morbidity, or death, mortality. So those are the things we look at. It really is about saving lives during the childbearing cycle. This is why I do the work. My daughters are at higher risk of not surviving childbirth than I was when I started giving birth 39 years ago. Wow. To me, in my mind, that will never be acceptable.
Yeah.
It's never acceptable.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Well, thank you for sharing that. And there's so much to your list of services and what you do. What did you have in mind for our listeners and our viewers today?
Well, I'm getting ready to fly out either tonight or tomorrow. I'm changing it sometime. I'm going to a midwifery conference, and with the pandemic and everything that's unfolded across the globe over the last couple of years, large gatherings of people just has not really been a thing. So I get to go to Galveston, Texas, and be with a lot of very like-minded other midwives who are working diligently to make midwifery sustainable for the people doing the midwifery work. It's a hard job. It's like the hardest job in the world. We always tell each other, if you can do anything else, go do something else. You'll live longer.
Yeah.
But it is a great honor and joy to sit there. So right now I'm looking forward to 4 days with a lot of other midwives to learn and practice and think through how can we do this better for ourselves so that we can remain available and healthy and support everybody, all the families we work with. Well,
Wonderful. Well, we're excited to have you here. And just to remind everyone, with lasava.com is your website.
Mhm.
LaurieSage Vance, just also, do you have a phone number you could give us as well?
Absolutely. 616-914-6041.
And by the way, you offer virtual support. I mean, you're not just working with
Yes. Oh,
people
yes.
locally in Grand Rapids, which is great. I mean, this business is amazing because you can help so many people everywhere. I just want to point that out. All right, I'll let you continue. I'll be
Okay.
quiet. Go ahead.
Okay. I don't, so
No worries.
that's the big thing coming up on my plate, is the conference. Looking forward to what that will look like. And other than talking about, the big overriding why of my work is about saving. How you birth changes the world. That was where you had started. A lot of people tell me, oh, your grammar's wrong in that. It says how it should be, how you birth, or your, anyway, but it really is the way we house our babies, the environment that we put them in, the amount of stress or stability that we are balancing in our lives, and how you make that journey of
Mm-hmm.
opening your body to allow that person to come through. It matters. It really, really matters. And it doesn't matter with, well, mom and baby survived, then everything's cool.
Mm-hmm.
That is like such a minimal standard, because pregnancy, labor, and birthing, irregardless of who you birth with, how you got pregnant, why you're pregnant, it's a transformational process. You are not going to go back to your pre-pregnancy body. It's like anatomically impossible. Once, that's why we have junior sizes and Mrs. sizes. Once you've had a baby move through your pelvis is, your body's going to be shaped differently. You don't have to carry around for 20 years, the extra cushion from supporting another human, but it's a transformational process. So I like to hold out to people, make the most of it,
Yeah.
It's your everything is changing anyway. You're never going to be who you were before. So engage in this opportunity, make the most of your journey, and make conscious choices about who you're becoming. Don't lay back and let things get shoved at you.
Mm-hmm.
We can we can choose to a certain extent how to prepare, and the type of journey we want this to be on. And again, whatever that journey looks like for people. It's just, I for 40 years now, almost, I've been sitting with people, and I
Wow.
feel like I'm saying the same thing, and they
Okay.
say, I didn't know, I didn't understand. And I want to say, ever since we got these little, devices, instant information, I how can you not know? Minimum, I still hear people go, I didn't even know I had options. I just thought I had to go with an OB, or I had to birth this way. You have options. If anybody takes anything away from today, you have options. The information is out there, and keep searching until you find the information that feels good for you. I sat with a brand new mom on Sunday night, and she was almost in tears, and she said, where were you guys when I was pregnant? Her baby's 4 months old. She
Oh,
said, I looked and I searched and I was on Google, and she said, I couldn't find anything of like what you guys are telling me today.
wow.
You have options. Find out what they are. Please, please find out what your options are.
Good. And again, would you mind giving us your contact information because they could contact you? There's some
Yes, and I
options.
can help them find local resources. I know how to wade through. It doesn't matter where you are. I'm connected. I know people who know people. We can get you the resources locally that you need. So website is with Lasava, and that's all
Mm-hmm.
lowercase, doesn't matter, .com. And the email is with lasava at gmail.com. And my phone number again is 616-914-6041. And I will say, text me first, say, hi, I need some information.
Yeah.
Um, calling, because I am a midwife, I highly monitor the sounds coming out of my phone.
Yeah. Awesome.
So,
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you. And I mean, you're right. I never knew about options either. I just thought you get pregnant, you go to the doctor, and that's it. And then I hear about midwives and doulas. And I honestly, until I started speaking with you, to be honest, wasn't so aware of how vitally important this could be. It sounds way better to have a better relationship and understanding with someone then. For example, when was giving birth to, doctor, oh yeah, call. I call in the middle of the night just to let him know. And he's like, yeah, I'm not gonna make it in. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, it's like, oh yeah, well, I didn't get he was gonna deliver another hospital. It's like, oh, I never got the waiver to be in the hospital. He told me he was signing up. So I'm thinking I'm like
oh,
birthing with him. And I call him. He's like, yeah, I never got, it was like a $250 fee for him to go to I didn't know this, but he's
to
like,
get
yeah,
privileges at a different
privileges. And I was
hospital.
like, yeah, and I never did. He's like, yeah, so good luck. And I'm like, eh, really?
You're
I'm like,
like,
my
what?
water just broke. I'm like, for the past 2 months, we've talked about you were doing this. And yeah, so I felt like met a new doctor, which is fine. But like, it's nice to have a rapport with someone who's going to be by you, through it all.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Can you shut that door, please? Sorry.
that's
Live TV.
okay.
Here we go.
It
In the
happens.
day.
It's
At
all
least I
good.
don't have a cat replacing my face.
Oh, I love it. That happens a lot. A lot of people have their cats and the tails pop up and it's cool. Yeah, yeah, I love cats.
Oh, and here's one thing I do want to present to you personally. It, like I said, it's not just about having a live mom and a live baby. I know for decades now, pregnant people have been like poo pooed. Oh, you just want to
Yeah.
have a nice experience, warm fuzzies. Well, you should just be happy that you and your baby are alive.
Yeah.
No, because it is
Hmm.
transformational, because following the design and following the physiology of how labor happens, again, it's this opportunity to come into our power. No, housing another human for 9 months ish, that's a big deal in and of itself. And then the power and the work that we have to do to open our bodies to let that human out of us. And I swear, it doesn't matter how many births I see, every time when that baby's head is like coming, and I look and I go, there's a head coming out of another person's body. I know what's going on here, but this is just like, it's always surreal. And I go, wow, wow. I mean, wow. But yet it's so common in every day. So we have these opposites of, oh, look at the miracle. Yeah, we do this all the time.
Yeah.
And if you feel dissatisfied, or if you struggle around the memory of your labor or delivery, seek out some postpartum doulas, or seek out someone, they don't even have to specialize in postpartum, but there are ways that we can gain perspective around how it went down, so that we can go forward carrying a better memory around it, and,
Hmm.
and how it happened.
Yeah.
But that's so
Absolutely.
disappointing.
Yeah.
Yeah, to have that provider who you thought was going to be there, and then
Yeah.
they're like, oops, nope.
Yeah. Yeah. It's nice. I mean, I'm sure there's things, obviously circumstances in people's lives sometimes that you're
Oh
not with
yes.
that person. And I'm sure
Yeah.
you've had your own share of experience where things just happen, but to have that one-on-one with someone that you could still talk to and have become friends with, it just makes you feel more at ease, especially as a woman. I mean, I'm sure there's men doulas too, but I prefer a
A
woman.
few. Yeah.
Yeah. And what
Yeah.
else did you want to discuss about the work and the passion of your job? Because you clearly light up the room with
Whew.
you're just, uh,
um
you have how many kids?
12 on
And
purpose,
you
had a
came from,
TV.
yep. And you
Yeah,
came
I
from a
came
big
from a
fam.
larger family. I
Mm-hmm.
had 8 siblings. My husband had 6 siblings, but we didn't have a large family necessarily because we came from large families. It was more that we realized we were very fertile together. Our
Uh-huh.
first child together was born 9 months and 1 day after our wedding.
Yeah. Oh
So
my
we kind of went,
gosh.
oh, and actually the next two, so here we go, know my story. The next two babies, they got through barriers we were using barrier methods, either the condom or a diaphragm. And we were like, when I was
Wow.
pregnant with my fourth, because I wasn't going to do chemical birth control pills. I didn't,
Mm-hmm.
because back in the day, and they're still not the best thing in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Whole nother topic. Anyway, my other passion I'm super excited to do is once I get my license, I can expand my client load and I get to start training another generation of midwives. I love, 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 love
Oh.
watching that enthusiasm and when an aspiring midwife, when that apprentice is doing a new job or gets to do something the first time, you
Mm-hmm.
know, I kind of ride on their enthusiasm and oxytocin because I can be a little cranky these days,
I love it.
honestly.
I love it. I love it. And define time with, and your children range from what age to what age?
My oldest is 39. I had her a few days after I turned 20, and my youngest is 16. And so here's a semi part, I don't know what time, but fun fact that
Oh,
makes people kind of understand my life. From the time my daughter was born until my youngest turns 18, I will have been legally responsible for 1 to 12 humans for 41 years.
oh my gosh.
Just a
Wow.
little bit of time, just a little bit of my life dedicated to being a mom.
Amazing. Oh my
They're the
goodness.
best thing in the world. I really, if you know,
No,
they're
absolutely.
the best thing we've ever done. They're amazing humans, and you get a different person every time. A different
It's
person every time. It's so
beautiful.
fascinating that way.
It really is. Look, life is so short. Life is so precious. I
Mhm.
believe in, that as well. I was only able to have two. I got a 5 and 7 year old little boy. Wanted more, just wasn't in my cards. I wasn't fertile. I wasn't, but I
Yes.
had so many problems. But like, it's a blessing, and it's like, just children are a blessing. And now I also have friends that don't have kids. And I love them, but I'm like, you just don't get it. I'm like, you're missing out on like, but they're choosing not to want to. And I said, that's
Right.
your prerogative. But I'm like, but you pass, like what do you have? And like you have a legacy, you have someone that no, some people just don't want kids. And what are you
Yeah.
noticing about today? So the family sizes are we really getting that
Oh,
small,
oh yes. Yeah.
right?
Well, there are certain cultural, religious
Hmm.
pockets
Okay.
that and that did influence us for some
Yeah.
years of being opening up to how many children would come to us.
Hmm.
So in some cultures, larger families, are like, 4 to 10 kids or whatever. But like in your mainstream culture, 2, 3. I mean, if I meet someone who's got 4 kids nowadays, like 4 or 5 kids, that's really considered a
That's a
large
lot.
family.
Yeah.
Not many people go on and have more after that. And for a variety of reasons. It's no small task, you know, 41 years until I can go.
Aw.
But no, I don't, just because our relationship shifts. And it's
Yeah.
nice to be able to be adults with them
Hmm.
too.
Wow. And also, just to bring up the fact that working with someone like this, it's unique, and it's also, it's affordable. Some people might say, well, it's too expensive, it's too this, but it's no, it is affordable,
Mhm.
right? And you're a company. It's not just you. Do you have other people as well that work with you as well? Is that true?
Yes, I do
A team
everything
of,
with a team mentality. I am minimum, I'm collaborating, because I can't do everything for the people I work with, but
mhm,
I do know who they can be referred to.
yeah,
Yeah, I do. I have a team around me that I work with because this is not a good solo job.
yeah.
Um, I'm sorry, I forgot kind of the question there that we were
Oh no,
going.
but it's
Oh,
affordable. Some
teamwork.
people say, well, my
Oh,
insurance covers,
affordable.
but you're still paying a lot out of pocket when you have a kid. So I'm just making a point that, of course there's, you still have to pay when you have a child. No one gets a free birth. There's still a lot of
Right.
expenses at the hospital, but
Yeah, the affordability of it. I mean, and really, if you take what you spent on your wedding, if you did a traditional wedding or a destination, or if you take what you spent on your wedding, which really doesn't carry much life or death
mhm,
consequences, and take a quarter of that budget and be willing to invest in that for your own health and safety going forward, and the health and well-being of your child. It really is affordable. We have many families who pay us out of pocket, and it's less than their insurance deductible that they have to meet.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
in Michigan in particular, some states are much better about taking general health insurance for out of hospital midwifery care, but you have to look at that state by state. It is every moment and every dollar you invest into understanding your options and to really doing your research and informing your brain, it's going to have a high return. It's going to be a great payoff.
Perfect. Absolutely. I agree. And we still have just 3 minutes left in the show.
Okay.
Unfortunately, we got a little bit too late start with the not knowing
Yeah.
that you were on Zoom or not. What else do you want to leave our listeners with today that's important to you?
If you are concerned about the state of the world, then make your choices around how you get pregnant, who you labor and birth with. Make that decision surrounded by love. Step away from the fear. Love will get you there. It is a great design. Birth is not broken. Like I said last week, it's not broken. Our bodies aren't broken. The systems we have in America in particular, the systems are broken. So step into love with courage.
Yeah.
Let go of the fear. Find someone to talk to, whether it's me or someone else. Don't be passive. Don't be passive.
Yeah.
Take some action around what you're stepping into.
Perfect. Beautifully said. And if we want to reach out to you, would you mind sharing best forms of contact for us, please?
I'll do it in a different order. Phone number is 616-914-6041. Email is withlasava, all one word, @gmail.com. And my website, again, is withlasava.com.
Perfect. Thank you for being here, for joining us. I love your background. It's such a beautiful blue.
Oh,
it's so vibrant today.
Yes.
You have a fantastic day, and looking forward to the next time we get to speak. And great again being here on the Zoom with you as well, getting to see you face to face. And
thank you.
Get some sleep. Were we up late last night? Any deliveries?
No,
okay.
their due window. I'm
All
just
right.
like ready to roll and get down to Texas for a conference. I just I want to go.
Great. Well, enjoy your day. Stay tuned, everyone.
Thank
We'll
you.
be right back.
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you now have even more ways to listen live. Check out the MyTuner Radio, online radio box, and Simple Radio apps on iOS and Android, or find us online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com, or search Podcast Business News Network on streama.com and onlineradiobox.com/US. Take your podcast on the go and don't miss a minute of the action.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house. And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.